Hello, welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance. This is the second game between the big one and Attack Pebble, and this one there on Theta, Aeon on Aeon. You can see first land, 2 P-gens. Actually, this Pebble's ACU is going to pick everything up. Most likely we're going to see many flares here from Pebble. The big one, no P-gens, is going to go straight for the Hydra. Gain 1 mass extractor. Also first land, so this is an old replay from a 3599 tourney. Got a whole bunch of replays from ToeJam, so big thanks to him. Hopefully see a lot of great footage, and these are definitely two of the best players to really play this game, so expect great things. First game EF on EF was really good. We are seeing very aggressive units here from Pebble. He is coming out with flares, and this is very familiar to the first game in early artillery, first artillery. That's very unorthodox from the big one, which is really great to see. And looks like their artillery is moving into this choke point, and most likely will eventually run into the ACU. You can see the ACU has 2 more mass extractors, bypass the Hydro, and walk over here to pick up quite a bit of mass. Most of the mass in this map for reclaim is in the middle. There's also this flare from Pebble looking for any expanding engineers. You really want to get the high ground, so a lot of early expansions are going to go in that direction, but looks like the engineers for Pebble are right next to the ACU, getting a Hydra, then land. So 2 land factories here for the big one early on. This artillery actually already made it through the middle to see how far it gets. Perhaps he wants to attack this Hydro, but that'll be very difficult with the ACU. So very suicidal already, but curious to see how much success it has. So very expensive unit. The first unit of the game is going to get to shoot 1 time and not really cause any damage. We also see some Auroras coming out for the big one. Going down, he's probably going to look for any expanding engineers in the bottom. And this flare is going to be a really big pain for the big one. He's got to send something there to kill it before he sends any engineers to the top. In terms of ACUs, we see the big one going through the top of the map. Looks like he's going to pick up a mass extractor, so he's going to prevent any expansion to the top ledge here, and that's really counterbalanced by if you go to the bottom to this choke point, you get a lot more mass. So it's map control versus early mass reclaim, and you can see Pebble taking the reclaim and big one taking map control. See which one's better. And this flare is still alive there, and it looks like engineer is moving in that direction. We do see scouts from the big one. He should be able to spot it. Although now we do see Pebble trying to hide it even more here in the corner, and an Aurora is en route to kill this flare. Elsewhere we see Auroras for both players here on the bottom, and an engineer for big one just a little quicker getting those mass extractors. Pretty late expanding engineer from Pebble here coming up on 4 minutes to see Pebble running through. He already got quite a bit of mass, gonna get a little more. See some reclamation here for the big one as well. And now the big one, you can see the positioning is going to prevent any kind of raiding or expanding up top, and you see an engineer for him. He's going to get to the top, then build a wall. Be a pretty easy place to defend for the big one, but Pebble very aggressive with the ACU, goes to the choke point and actually threatening to go into the big one's base. Big one all land here, going with the 5th land and eventually 6th. In terms of the build for Pebble, also very similar. Both players very low in power, no air, and it's going to go for 6 land factories each. And you can see here the big one having to take a lot of his Auroras back in case Pebble thought about attacking the base directly. And then we see the big one now in the middle getting some kills against the Auroras. You gotta always remember Aurora can outrange an unupgraded ACU, so very dangerous against ACUs, especially with the opponent's ACU involved. And here's some success for Pebble taking out engineers and mass extractors. Looks like 3 Auroras did the trick. Only 1 Aurora here for the big one. It was really interesting to see with the threat of Pebble attacking the base, all the Auroras stayed back and didn't reinforce his position. It's a great move there from Pebble. We are seeing Auroras moving in as well here. Pretty even fight, no ACUs involved. Although we do see the big one positioning himself to prevent any reinforcements for Pebble's armies, and now we are seeing Pebble's armies thinning out and getting split and focusing fires everything with Auroras. Well, with any unit, but especially with Auroras with their superior range. And now we do see Pebble moving in. big one's direction. This could be dangerous for the big one. He doesn't want to get caught, and it's actually a great move here from Pebble. He sneaks in and engineer, gets both of those mass extractors. It looked early on that the big one should be able to hold on. Now we do see a counterattack on the bottom. Pebble trying to cut the big one off from his base. Might be difficult with the unit numbers. A pretty big force here for him. Big one, but this is great from Pebble. He's sneaking in 4 ores behind big one's forces, and actually big one forced to move a lot of his forces to the ACU, and that will allow those auroras to survive. Excellent play here from Pebble. Actually, I haven't seen this good gameplay in a long time. It's really not present on FAF at this level, though Pebble still plays on FAF. 2 kills for this Aurora. Great work from that Aurora and Pebble. And actually the big one now pushing really hard against Pebble. Could be trouble. See, the big one focused all of his Auroras, and it looks like he's going for the kill. That does have an effect that he isn't protecting his expansions. Now the big one, very similar health here for the 2 ACUs. 12 kills for Pebble, 15, 16 for the big one, and Pebble now all the way back to his base. Actually taking his raiding units back to try to help out. A lot of dead units here. Whoever can get these, and we do see an engineer here from the big one picking those up. The big one's still got to be careful. A lot of production capacity here from Pebble. Actually thought about making a point defense, but then stopped. But still, this is huge for Pebble, those 2 mass extractors, and preventing big one from having them. And now the big one with 24 kills. This is a strange move from Pebble. Looks like he's just throwing these units away, perhaps trying to kill those engineers. And actually it looks like he is doing pretty good. Big one didn't have as many units as we could have expected, and now it looks like the big one has gone with air and made a first ghetto. Absolutely no flak or interceptors for Pebble, and this could be very devastating. We see this ghetto moving in directly into Pebble's base. Looks like he still hasn't switched to flak. We should be seeing flak very soon. And first target for this ghetto, now we do see the flak come out, would be the engineers. Of course, this did have an effect that now in terms of land units there is quite a bit more for Pebble, and actually an upgrade here from the big one. This could be very dangerous. His transport is dying. He's got to be very careful. We want to take it away from the flak. And if actually Pebble finds out the big one is upgrading, he could attack, and this could be a very bad situation from the big one. Has absolutely no support. This could be a very big mistake from the big one. This is the obvious target here for his ghetto, and at this point really Pebble can't kill him if he wanted to, and it looks like Pebble is going to realize this, and the big one will have to either cancel or die. He has to be running. He's trying to get some reinforcements, but yeah, so yeah, now big one is canceling at 34 kills. He can get 40 very soon. Still a big loss in terms of resources, 37, so if he gets 40 he might have a chance with some overcharges. And that was a mistake. Instead of shooting, he reclaimed, and due to a mistake from the big one, he was taken out by Pebble here at minute 10. But Pebble extremely good really with all factions, and Aeon rules. Theta, of course, both players are Aeon. Hopefully people enjoy this one.